Alright, welcome everybody. Within this video, this is going to be just a hacker rank marathon. You know, there's a lot of different problems or skills that you can increase within hacker rank. And this is going to be the first episode where I'm just going to try to solve as many problems as possible. I think I only got through two within the problem solving, and it might go into algorithms and data structures or any other skill-based practicing problems in the future. But at this moment, I want to try to get through some practicing within problem solving. So this is HackerRank. If anybody doesn't know what HackerRank is, essentially HackerRank is a website that is supposed to verify your skills. I know like some companies have the ability to use certain problems within HackerRank to verify if you actually know how to do problem solving with algorithms or data problems. There's always these like coding type of questions that HackerRank or LeetCode has, and HackerRank and LeetCode are pretty much the same. But I think within HackerRank, they're the thing that makes them stand out is the fact that they have some certifications or tests that some developers can go through that will verify if they know how to use SQL or JavaScript or Java or X, so and so forth. But right now, I'm just trying to do problem solving, and okay, I only got through one problem. So let me try to do the staircase problem. And all these are easy. Okay, well, let me try to do the staircase problem. So at this moment, let me actually read this. Consider a staircase of size n equals 4. Observe that its base and height are both equal to n. Its base and height is equal to n. Okay, and the image is drawn using hashtag symbols and spaces. The last line is not preceded by any spaces. Write a program that prints a staircase of size n. Complete the staircase function in the editor below. It should print a staircase as described above. Staircase has the following parameters: n, an integer, a single staircase, n denoting the size of the staircase. Constraints: n is going to always be greater than 0, and it might be less than or equal to 100. Print a staircase of n using symbols and spacers. Note that the last line must have 0 spaces in it. Sample output. So basically, the base should have 6. And then the next one, which would be the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. But it goes down to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the bottom is supposed to be 6. This should be pretty easy to do. Now, in terms of languages, I can use languages I'm trying to really get good at is C# and JavaScript. I don't think I see JavaScript. Okay, I do see JavaScript. I know pretty much, this seems fairly easy. So, I don't know if I should, I should also try to record this, because I don't want to go over 30 minutes. What time do I have right here? 4:07? Okay, well, let's continue going. So, let's see, what can I do at this moment? Let me see if I can do this with JavaScript first. I think this should be fairly easy to do. Okay. Process SU resume, set encoding, process data, SU input, and input string replace, blah blah blah. Recase staircase. So what I think I'm supposed to be doing right now is first making a for loop, which will have let I, and then we'll have this, and we'll have in, I don't know if it's gonna be a string. Okay, let's just put in, and we'll put I plus plus, and let's say it is 6. So if this is 6, I think the best thing to do is to do, maybe I should create another function too. I think the best thing to do at this moment is to create a variable that's going to hold all the hashes. And we can call it hash, I'll call it hash in. And hash in is going to be in minus I. Ooh, and I forgot to put the I equals 0. Okay, so this is going to be let hash in be in minus I, and this is going to print out the number of hashes that need to be the bottom. But I don't know if it's printing top, is it printing top to or bottom to top? I guess it's printing top to bottom. I think it's printing top to bottom. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. And I guess you also need a string that's going to hold these things. So, I'm assuming with that, I should possibly create another function within Staircase that will print out for loop and then return the string. So maybe I should call it, I don't know, I'll put const print hash, which will take, which will take the number, I'll just call it num, and it will create a string for a loop that will print out the string. Let string be hash line whatever, boom, and then we'll do another for loop. We'll let I equal 0, and I is going to be greater than num, and then we'll put I plus plus again, and then we will say I don't know, hash line is going to be hash simple. So it should keep repeating. So if this was like 6 or something like that, we'll have print hash right here. We'll have print hash, and this will have hash in, which will be the number, and let's say it's 6. So this should go into print hash function. It should add 6 of them and then output the string somewhere, and I think it should have like a new line, so it should have like a toward the end, if you do return, you should have like a hash line, hash line plus you know, like new line. I don't know if this is too close or I should separate it. Let's put it like that for now. So one print hash has that thing. There should just be called hash block, I guess. And this should have a let function too. Right, so boom. Oh, you know what? That's not going to actually work because it's going to be 6 at the top, 5 at the bottom, 4 at the bottom. It's going to keep printing down like that. So in order for that to work, you would need to put I plus 1. So once you put I plus 1, it's going to be 1 hash at the top, then it'll be 2, then it'll be 3, 4, etc., etc. So now we need to have a thing to hold the block, and then we'll return it. So let hash, we'll call it hash block, and we're just going to make it just an empty string, and then we will have hash block here, and we will grab that, and then we will return hash block. Will that work? I don't know if it'll work. I think it will work. It seems like it should work. Wrong. No response to STT out. No response to STT out. What do you mean? Well, what do you mean? No response to STT out. STD on in, STD out. Should print something. Alright, time to research. HackerRank. No response to STD on out. What does that mean? I don't have Python, but let's see what happens. Solved. Click here for code. Import math. Okay, I don't understand. I'll put no response to STD out. Maybe this will be... Look at the function you're writing is being used. Get primes. This question, completely find a number. So maybe I'm supposed to put right or something? Input string. In. I don't know. Encoding data, input string. Replace. I don't understand. There. Maybe I'm supposed to be doing this. Maybe if I create right stream output path. Maybe if I copy this will work. And then put staircase. And I don't know, res. And then we'll put right. And put res. Then put ws.end. Let's see if that works. fs.create right stream. fs is not defined. That's true. Let's see. Ooh. I'm supposed to do this. Require fs file stream. Or is it called file stream? I think so. Let's see what happens. Really? Well, there's progress. Stuff is happening. Return hash line. So it only printed out this. Maybe I should concatenate it. Then run the code and see what happens. Alright, so it did work. But not in the correct way. Alright. So we're getting close here. Now let's see what happens. Let's see. So I think the best thing to do at this moment, let's see how much time I have. Okay, we're still good. Alright, so I think the best thing we could do at this moment is to I don't know what I know with -n you can do tab, right? I think -t is tab. So let me see if I can do that. Let me run the code for a second here. Let me just see if this is tab. This is sort of cool. Let's see what happens if I put this. I don't know if this will work, but we're trying and we're learning. Okay, well, how do you do spacing? How do you do space? I forgot what this thing is called. Because if I can find the exact one for space, then I could possibly put like several spaces, loop through several spaces 6 times, but that doesn't make any sense. I could loop through 7 spaces, like maybe it's like S or something for space. No, it's not. No, it's not at all. What could it be? But so, matter of fact, maybe we don't even need to do that. Maybe we can possibly. I know that doesn't seem like that would be the smartest thing to do. Because we have to also make the space. So I don't think there's any space here. But there's space here, and I think there's like 6 spaces, maybe 5 spaces for it to push it all the way to the right. JavaScript add space string. Interesting. So this is what space is. Let's try that. Let's see. Okay, so there is some type of spacing. Okay. So what we could do, which I think will be really stupid to do, is to create another for loop. I know this will work, but create another for loop and possibly minus num plus, do in minus num to get the exact number of spaces, and then create a string within that for loop, create a string, and then concatenate it toward the end. So then once it runs, so once it hits, let's say 1, it'll be 5 spaces, because it'll be 1 or 6, which will end will be 6, minus num, which will initially be 1, and there'll be 5 spaces. And then after this loops again, it'll be 2, and it go to print hash, and if I create a for loop, it'll be 6 minus 2, which would be 4 spaces, and concatenate it to here. That will work, but I think there's a smarter way to do this. But I'm too stupid to figure it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to call something called space. We're going to call it space. And we're going to do another for loop and call it space. And we're going to let x equals 0. Oh, x equals 0, and we're going to put x to be less than n minus num. Ooh. And then we're going to put x plus plus. After we do that, baby boy, what we're going to do is we're going to have something called space, and we're going to concatenate space. What was it? XA0 for space? Yes, it was XA0 for space. And then we're going to leave it alone. I think with for loop you can just have if you have a single line, it will just run that. So that's great, and I could possibly remove these brackets, but that's besides the point. So then we have space, and we'll run the code and see what happens. There's probably a smarter way to do this. I strongly feel there is, but it seems as though the output is the same. Let's see how much time I have. Okay, about 6 minutes. So let's submit this code. Let's see if it will work. Damn, really? It looked like it worked. Let's see here. It literally looks the same. What am I doing wrong? So it didn't work. Don't know why it didn't work. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. I honestly don't know what's going on. This should work, but it's saying is the sample case does not work. Why doesn't it not work when it's the same thing? Your output std out. Expected output. Huh? I'm unsure. Hash.block print hash block return hash block return result, write it. Let me read this. Alright, observe that its base and height are both equal to n and the image is drawn using symbols and spaces. The last line is not preceded by any spaces. Write a program that prints a staircase of size n. Complete the staircase. It should print a staircase as described. Staircase has the following parameters and an integer. Maybe instead of doing that, maybe I should just remove it like this. Maybe this will work. That's the reason. I had to actually put out space. Okay, let's submit the code and see what happens. Hooray! We did it. I think this was really stupid, the fact that I wasn't able to put the what's it called, UTF coding encoding table, UTF-8 Unicode characters. I would have to actually put a space. There's probably a smarter way to do this again. There's probably a smarter way to do this, but well, shit. This is good, and this is good for now. So that was the staircase problem for problem solving in terms of algorithms. I appreciate anybody who watched this, and I have 49 points away from second star for your problem solving badge. Fantastic. I'm gonna end it right here. You guys have a good day.